Hey guys, welcome back to my Jurassic Park comic review series. In this video, we're going to take a look at the origins of TOPPS Jurassic Park Canon with this special collector's edition of Jurassic Park number 0. This comic has two short stories within it, both told before the events of the original theme park, and we're going to be going over the first one today, which gives us an interesting look at the Genesis of Jurassic Park. 120 miles west of Costa Rica, a construction crew began digging mounds of earth on a small tropical island. This island was leased from the government by a man named John Hammond, who was presently watching his men work hard on laying the groundwork for his incredible vision. Hammond is joined by his company's legal eagle, the overtly critical Donald Gennaro. He's come down to the island after John's investors began to get worried about the money being spent on the billionaire's latest endeavor, and wants to see what's going on the island for himself. Hammond, the ever-happy man, tells Donald to get inside of one of the new jeeps they've purchased, and takes the lawyer for a stroll through the island, informing him on what will soon come. First, Hammond stops by the unfinished visitor center, and explains to Gennaro how elaborate and impressive this building must be to ensure peak audience enjoyment. But the legal man remains unimpressed, and believes this whole ordeal to be just a big waste of money. John takes the criticism on the chin, and invites Donald into a small theater. There, Hammond shows Gennaro the history of man's perception of the dinosaurs. 1950s footage from the world unknown is shown, with John praising the brilliant stop-motion animation for its time. More footage from similar monster movies get featured on Hammond's silver screen, with the last being of a recent film featuring a dragon that was extremely close to convincing the audience that what they were seeing was indeed the real thing. Gennaro admits that the last one was pretty good, but wanted to know what Hammond's point was. John explains that for centuries, man's imagination had stirred audiences and moved them to awe and fear at these prolific examples of high entertainment. Before continuing any further, he's interrupted by the ringing of a nearby phone. Dr. Wu happens to be on the other line, and tells Hammond the good news, prompting the billionaire to hang up the phone and tell Donald to come along with him. They are about to be witness to something extraordinary. The heart of Jurassic Park has just begun to beat. Gennaro is increasingly skeptical of this entire ordeal. What did old film clips and a mutilated island have to do with entertainment, and why the hell did it cost millions of dollars? He'd taken a lot of faith on Hammond's track record, but was really disliking what he'd begun to see here. But John remains optimistic, and explains that this is the very reason that they've set off to see Henry. The lawyer has been very patient with him for some time now, and that patience is about to be rewarded. Walking into the lab of this futuristic island, Hammond introduces Gennaro to Dr. Wu, who invites them over to a clutch of eggs in a large bin. They're just in time to see the hatching of their first clone. John explains to Donald that this egg is the tangible result of years of work, and that the lawyer has arrived to witness its payoff. The egg cracks, and a small figure begins to emerge. For a moment, the room is filled with nothing but silence, before a grand cheer erupts from the crowd. Donald looks down at the creature and realizes that this animal is actually alive. Wu tells his fellow technicians to break out the champagne and get ready for a celebration to commemorate this extreme breakthrough. Henry also tells John that now that he's handled the infant, that it's liable to imprint on him. Hammond lets it known that as true as that may be, its real mothers and fathers are everyone who helped him make this dream come true. A statement that the lawyer finds incredibly gross. Donald wonders what this thing even is, and calls it a terribly revolting mess of an animal. Hammond can't believe that Gennaro still doesn't understand. What he showed him in the theater were works of fiction. This is the real thing. This is a dinosaur. But Donald doesn't believe that that's a dinosaur, and states that he thought they were much bigger. In time, John assures him she will be. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, after all. Even after such a show, Donald admits that he doesn't think that anyone will be willing to pay good money to see this, and that the lousy movies were far more impressive than what he just witnessed. Personally, Gennaro says that he wouldn't walk out of the men's room to see something like this. Hammond replies that maybe he won't have to. Someday, this little fellow might surprise him. For a very short story based around the origins of the theme park, I'm pretty impressed with this comic. Now granted, I'm getting kind of tired of seeing insane stuff on the covers of these books, only to find out that none of that happens inside of the story, but hey, this isn't the first time they've done something like this. Personally, I believe that the joke the writers put in at the end of the book concerning Gennaro's ultimate fate on the toilet during the Rex breakout scene to be really clever, and as simple as this story may be, I do think that being witness to the creation of this island would be something I'd love to see someday. The idea of seeing a movie titled Jurassic Park Zero would actually cross my mind years ago when I was just a little kid running around during recess. The creation of John Hammond's theme park is always something that has been interesting to me. Actually watching the birth of InGen's first cloned dinosaurs could really be something special. And if they ever do decide to take us down that road and show how Henry Wu built the dino stock from simple mosquitoes trapped in amber, they may have a compelling story on their hands. All things considered, I think this was a nice addition to TOPPS Jurassic Park Comics canon, and believe this to be one of the more plausible scenarios that we may actually see adapted into the film canon someday. It's very unlikely, but still, could be possible. Now, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video, and hope you all enjoyed today's content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like and hope you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. I'll see you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.